Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to another Chart Nerd TA video. I was recommended by one of my friends in our crypto group chat to take a look at this chart and this project, and it's called LayerAI. The ticker is LAI against USDT. We're looking here on the weekly time frame, and I must say, from what I'm seeing, things look really good here. This is a project that has around, I think it's about 13 to 14 million market cap, again, so a very low cap with a lot of potential. Recently only got data here going back to June 2023, but it's enough, and I'm not being funny. Things look really healthy. So to start off, we had this key level of resistance for LayerAI that it needed to sort of break out in order to see some impulsive moves. And again, just like many other altcoins in the market throughout the last year or so, they started building these sort of base structural bottoms, and you can see here again, one of my favorite patterns, this was potential a left shoulder. You had this head down here, then you came back for the right shoulder, and on this right shoulder you attacked resistance for a final time and smashed out of it. Now if we get the exact resistance line / support line on of this inverse head and triangle, so we go from the clear close of the candles on key resistance back down to the head. And if we look from where we started to tackle out that resistance, we actually ran up to the technical target. So I've seen many of these patterns play out on a lot of altcoins, and it's been wonderful to see. And since these targets have been met, many in the past month or so have come back for quite big corrections. Now, what you want to see after a breakout of this inverse head and shoulders and the technical target being met is the pullback to support. So this is why I think at the moment this chart looks really healthy. It's broken out of a structural low. It's had a really nice impulsive few weeks back in February to March, and throughout April into the early weeks of May now, we've had this correction. So what we can see is that we do have this key level of resistance above our heads that I think LayerAI needs to tackle out. So you can see we've started forming this level of resistance. Again, you're coming up to it now from these closes and these wicks here. You're coming up to that level now. So what I think is important moving forward for LayerAI to break out and to say that this is potentially the low is we need to see the golden ratio. I mentioned this in nearly every video as well, but it's such an influential point in the charts and these moves. From this low, we need to see 0.049 to 0.057 taken out. And if we do start getting our asses back above that and holding back support, or at least forming some sort of structural bottom off of this low here. So again, just to get that on, from this low to this high, what you kind of want to see is off of these lows potentially some sort of ascending level of support up to the 050. So if we can coil up in some sort of bullish structural pattern and hold the current level of, where's my brush, do this every time as well, if this is the low right now that we've come down to, if we can come up and come back and hold an ascending level of support here like this and coil up under the 050 and break that, then I think if we get back above the 050, we're looking for the retest of this high. And this is where things could get really impulsive, and from this low retracing to this high, eventually if this high is taken out, then my targets would sit at around 20 cents for LayerAI, and that's roughly a 374% move from the local low to this breakout target from this 1 fib takeout. So in order to, it would be nice to see this be the bottom right now, this corrective wave back to key support that was previously resistance. We've bounced off of it twice now, and we're seeing a nice sort of reaction here. So again, it would be nice to see some sort of coil up underneath the 050, start to tackle that out and reattack this all-time high for LayerAI. Now, again, why this might also be quite a strong point of resistance, it's quite interesting, because from the local we might meet the 050 as resistance is because from the local the all-time high to the all-time low, you can see that we haven't actually come back to the key 050 or 0618 support. So if this support currently gets lost and we say fail to break out of that resistance I just had in, so we've got this corrective wave. If we run up to the 050 and fail to take it out and start retracing and sweeping these lows, which is still a big potential as well, then I think we have got a larger play out here into June where we could come back to the 050 or 0618 in an ABC, sweep this low, have some deviation, and then get the buyback in for the large impulsive move here to take out this high. So again, it's all about taking out the 050 on this retracement to this high. It's all about this golden ratio. Again, as I said, if you come up and start forming some higher lows and build this ascending support, it looks good. You're looking to retrace to the high, okay, because that's a bullish pattern underneath resistance. But failing that, if you do start to see it come up and fail to tackle out this range, then I think we could potentially sweep this low and come back for a higher low back down to these candle closes. I think would be a nice range of the next level of support for me. Again, because you can see that does tie up also. This range does tie up with a key level of support. You had resistance at this point, you broke out, came back, had resistance at it again. Okay, you met resistance on the candle closes here. So if we do lose 0.0269 in this local low and get rejected by the 050 on the way up, I would expect a pullback back to this local high here, of which we've broken out from and haven't actually back tested for support yet. So we have back tested key resistance, but we haven't back tested this key high of resistance since breaking out. So it could be a telltale sign, okay? What to take away from this is look for the breakout of the 050, and if we can start holding higher lows, we're looking good for continuation, form a bottoming pattern under this level of resistance, and then look for the breakout. Failing to do so, if we meet the 050 and the 0618 and can't get back above it, I would look for a retracement at least back to this low, and I would expect that to get swept and have some deviation for a good entry point if that is the case moving forward. So I will come back to this project in the near short term to analyze what's going on. And as I said, key things to take away: key resistance. If we start coming up and breaking above it in an ascending triangle, we're looking for a retracement up to the high. If we fail and we can't get back above it and we hit our heads on it, I think we're looking to sweep this low and put in some A, B, C back down to this local high before carrying on the impulsiveness and taking out this local high here. So I hope you enjoyed the content, guys. That's from me, Chartner TA. Take care. Peace out.